If my calculations are correct, Wanwan Bookhouse is due to receive a batch of new releases today. Might we add a small detour to our adventure?
Ahora sí, no, como siempre, tiene que haber algo que tiene que salir mal. Si aquí hay algo que tiene que salir mal, tiene que salir mal. Va a dar igual todo. Vaya tela. Bueno, pues ya está, ¿no? Hola, Sabat. Ya, vale. Ya funciona. Menos mal. Bueno, no prometo que esto vaya a ir fluido y esas cosas, pero bueno. Se intentará. Mientras tanto, vamos a completar las diarias. Así me las quito del medio. Mientras esto empieza a carburar. Porque vamos, vaya tela. Vaya tela. Nada más iniciar directo, ¡pum! Se cae. Una cosa que de locos.
Great weather for practicing martial arts, but
Bueno.
perfect weather for reading. Hey, what's that ridiculous look for? You look as if you're trying to decipher some strange text written on my forehead.
Vale.
Oh my
Ya está,
goodness.
¿no?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Huh?
Voy a avisar a la gente de Discord.
Revealed in the next
Por
volume?
casualidad. A ver si
Oh, drat.
está por aquí Almafica. ¿Cómo? Bueno. Hola, bienvenido. Vamos al lío. Espero que sea la 1, porque si no estoy fastidiado. Así que... a ver. No, si no, no llegará nunca. Ahí está. Ah, lío. No. Ostras. Ostras lo de ayer. Ostras. Vaya gente. Vaya gentuza. No tienen otro nombre. Gentuza. Miserables. De todo. Pero bueno. Vamos a dejarlo ahí. Empatático. Al lío.
Right now, right here.
Venga, venid.
Rain cutter.
Ya está, no hace falta más. No necesito más cosas. Vale, ese está ahí. Por lo tanto, hay que coger este, supongo. Vamos al lío. Ah, pues no, me he equivocado. Aquí no es. O lloverse y sus zonas subterráneas. A ver si... A ver. Un buen camino, ¿eh? Buen camino me espera. Por favor, más misiones como esta. Ah, sí, aquí me tocan misiones muy fáciles, ¿eh? Facilísimas. A ver. ¿Qué tendremos por aquí? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Tienes mucho sueño o qué? Madre de Dios bendito. Ahí está. Derrota a los hongos, ¿no? Como siempre. A ver. ¿Qué hongos tengo que derrotar a esto? Vale. Venga, venid.
Don't waste my time. Your life is mine.
Rain outlines your fate.
Vale.
Let me weave you a verse.
Come on out. Right now. Right here.
What a nuisance.
Right now. Show them. Nova, get them!
Time to act. No, my sword. Body and mind. Rain cutter. Time to act. Body and mind.
Emerge. Right here. Nothing lasts forever.
Demasiado tarde. Murió antes. Pues nada. Vale, es que ya como he completado la diaria ya... Como ya tengo el pase al 50 ya da igual lo que hagas aquí. Así que me voy para acá. Vamos al lío.
Add Astra. Thank you for
Ahí está.
Add Astra.
Ya está. Vamos a ir aquí. Y a ver qué nos trae este dominio otra vez. Nos quedan 29 minutos. Ahí está.
I've been waiting for you for ages.
Sounds good to me.
Ah, lío. A ver qué tal. Por favor, dame curación. Ah, no.
Emerge. Right here.
One with nature.
¿Hacia ahí?
Emerge.
Lo sé, lo sé.
I'm getting sick of this game. I see everything.
Right now. Emerge. Right here. Body and... Right now. Emerge.
Venga, muéranse, por favor. Poco a poco.
Right now. Emerge. Time to act.
Vale.
Body and mind. Time to act.
Joder, con la defensa, tú. Qué pesaditos. Qué pesado con la defensa. Se podían meter la defensa para ir
here, right now.
You are not welcome here.
Everyone hold hands.
Let me weave you a bird.
Clouds high. The birds come.
Come on out. Emerge, right now. A sight to behold.
Saludos. Uno de daño al Nemo. Buenas, Delta. Ostras. Esta es muy buena. Esta para Busaka. Esto también. Va mal. ¿Cómo va la tarde? ¿Será la mañana? No, no, para mí no es la tarde. Dale.
Right here, right now, right here.
You are not
I see
welcome
everything.
here.
Rain outlines your fate.
Right now. Emerge.
No sé qué he hecho, pero ok.
Witness the power of the wild.
Share my knowledge. Right now, right here.
Gotcha.
Venga, 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 vení, vení.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Hey. Right now.
Vale, no ha hecho falta ni tirar nada. Dios, qué defensa, de verdad. Qué pesados con la defensa. Vamos al lío. Aquí. Uli. Eso no, ni lo voy a tocar. A ver.
I'll bring my season.
¿Qué estoy haciendo? ¿Por qué? ¿Dónde? Se me ha girado la cámara donde no debe. Buenas, Dimar. Dale. A ver. Ahora sí.
Yeah.
Right here. Right now.
Dale.
I'm always watching. No, my sword!
Nice and spicy. Race you.
Time to act. Grain cutter. Huh. Show them. Emerge.
Venga, vamos al lío.
Come on out. Right here. Emerge. Time to act. Witness the power of the wild. Right now. Ha.
Ole. Ahí está. Joder, todavía quedan 14 minutos. Dios santo bendito. Hola, Slodis, canal nuevo de YouTube. No, bueno, llevo con este canal bastante tiempo, ¿eh? Slodis. Llevo bastante tiempo con este canal. Si tiene 1000 suscriptores. Venga, muérase, por favor. Venga, levántate. Venga, que te quiero reventar. Bueno,
I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom. Nice and spicy.
Emerge, right here, right now. Ring cutter.
Eat this.
Show them, right here, right now.
Committed to memory. Out of the frying pan.
Come on out. Nothing lasts forever.
Make yourselves at home.
Dios santo.
Boba, get them.
Venga, baja. Baja. Ahí va. No baja, ¿eh? ¿Quieres bajar? Ostras. Ah, ahora se hace resistencia al hidro, ¿o qué?
No, my sword! Witness the power. Show them. Emerge, right here.
No podrás conmigo, hombre. Ahí va.
Show them.
Vale, hasta luego. Esta es buena. Pues es que, claro, yo creo que nunca ha entrado aquí. Aquí tienes guías de todo lo que tiene que ver con Genshin Impact. De hecho, ya he hecho 2 vídeos de cómo empezar de cero. Por si te quedas atascado en algún sitio, necesitas consejos y tal, pues ahí tienes 2 vídeos. Bien larguitos, por cierto. Para cogerse unas palomitas. Vamos a derrotar otra vez a este. Y así será. Tampoco está la build de Aloy, ni de Toma, ni de Yunjin.
Right now.
Esos personajes van primero. Ni Beidou.
This may hurt a little.
Emerge, right now. Emerge. Ring cutter.
You're toast. Nice and spicy.
No. Quiero morir.
Come on out, right here. Ha. I'm always watching.
Mierda. Mierda. Que se prepare porque viene el potencial ahora. Ahí va.
Right now, right here, right now. Nice and straight. Witness the power of the wild.
No conseguirás hacer esa bomba. No, señor. Ahí está. Ahí está. Y ahí está.
Right here.
Pero no me apuntes ahí. Bien, bien, bien. Uy, 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 madre mía. Nah, el defensa se va a la mierda. Pero bueno, la probabilidad de crítico está bien. La recarga de energía, bueno, bueno. No está mal. Bueno, me quedan 40 de resina que va a ir aquí. Buenas, baratero. Tengo 50 de resina. Que ya es viernes, sí, sí, se viene actualización. A ver, aquí, sintetizar. Y toda una resina concentrada. Y ala. Claro, ya no me avisa. Ya no me avisa el juego. De que tengo todo, mira. ¡Ja! Madre mía, si me ha sobrado medio pase. No sé si me dará tiempo a completar. Porque este está completo, este también, este también. Está todo. Sí, sí. El toma me da igual. Y este también está cogido. Bueno, pues está todo completado. ¿Quién? Bueno, pues quedan 6 minutos para que llegue la pedazo de traducción que os voy a hacer en vivo y en directo. ¿Cómo? Ah, que no se ha desbloqueado hoy. Muy interesante, vale, que es cada 2 días. Bueno, esto ni creo que lo consiga. Bueno. Qué dificultad intrépida. No voy a aceptar, hombre. No me conozco. Las personas que no conozco no las acepto. No es cuestión de educación o no. Es, si no la conoces, ¿para qué vas a aceptarlo? ¿Para que te roben? No. Además hablarán en inglés y yo pues me da pereza estar escribiendo en inglés por el chat este. La vida aumenta 100%, nivel del enemigo 90. Yo digo que da igual. Normalmente suelen entrar a robar, normalmente. Es así, no juzgo, yo doy mi versión, que es así. Y bueno, que es mi mundo, no me da la gana que entre la gente, ya está, punto. Bueno, creo que este va a ser mejor. Lo voy a intentar. Vamos a intentarlo.
Emerge. Right now.
Ah,
Emerge.
aquí está este señor. Vaya.
Right here.
Es directamente esto. ¿Dónde va?
A sight to behold. Rain cutter, know my sword.
Vale.
Body and mind.
Committed to memory. This may hurt a little.
Nah, no creo que lo derrote ahora.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain
No
outlines
me da
your
tiempo. En 2
fate.
minutos esto no lo derroto yo. Venga, ven aquí.
Show them. Right now. Committed to memory. Grow, grow, grow.
Know my sword.
Come on out. Emerge. Right now.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of
Share my knowledge. Right here. Right now. Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Nada, me salgo ya que va a empezar.
Race you. Nice and spicy. Show them. Now you've got my attention. Right here.
Ah, ya está, empezamos.
I don't understand.
No te ha dado tiempo a matarme, lo siento. A ver, vamos al lío. Se supone que empieza ya. Ay. Hombre, amigo, sé que todavía no ha empezado. ¿Cómo va a empezar? Cometen los códigos ya si no ha empezado todavía. Ya está, ¿no? Sí. A ver, voy a intentar hacer una cosa. Ya está, ya empieza. A ver.
Impact version 3.3 special program. Let's roll the version 3.3 trailer.
Ahí está.
A friendly word of advice. Test of courage events tend to give rise to a variety of strange rumors and stories. So please, be sure to exercise caution.
Ah! Ha! How was that? Were you scared? Who goes there?
Ah, que este es el de los
So, is there really a ghost right
yokais, ¿no?
Why this time I have a feeling that it's staring
Mola
right at
muchísimo.
us. Are you?
No, no hay subtítulos. Es un streaming. Si no está en inglés se pierde.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me.
From this day forth,
Ojo.
Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
Did you
Algo-
really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Dottore.
Se está riendo de
Dottore. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
el Trotamundos.
Squall and Fury. You dare to gaze upon me?
Faruzan.
Dare to mess with me? Too late for regret.
Ahí va.
Have fun with this gift.
Scaramouche, the mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
Primer código. Ahí lo tenemos. El primer código. Apúntenlo bien.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Genshin
Bienvenidos a
Impact
todos
version 3.3
al
special
programa
program.
especial de
I'm
la
your
versión
host, Sarah
3.3.
Miller-Cruz, the voice of Lumine in Genshin Impact. And today I'm joined by
Max, the one and only middleman, voice of the one and only Arataki Ito.
And I'm Patrick Pedraza, voice of the Wanderer.
Yo soy la voz del
Travelers have only known me as
Trotamundos.
Scaramouche, and everyone's been battling me in the game.
Y estoy hasta las
Yeah,
narices.
that's true, but
Porque
to be
quiero irme a
fair,
dormir.
it's a really cool fight.
It's a really cool fight.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I'm super excited to have the chance to share some upcoming content with everyone. What did you all think about that trailer?
Okay, so I definitely
Pienso
saw
mataros a
Urban Soul in
todos.
there, and I am really excited to find out more about it.
Yeah, that trailer had everything. It had everything. It had action. It had drama.
Bueno, por favor, que se calle ya, Lito. Este me está poniendo. Ahí va.
Dude, I'm just super
Ahora.
stoked for everyone to see
No.
Scaramouche's like backstory.
Ah, pensaba que no.
I'm super excited about it for real.
Heck yeah.
Well, speaking of that, following the story's development, Scaramouche is still in Nahida's custody. So I bet the question everyone's wanting to know is how he'll become the Wanderer.
Yeah, for sure. And there's quite a story behind that. If you're interested, then be sure to play through the Archon Quest interlude chapter in version of Genesis. There is so much to learn in this quest, so I hope everyone checks it out.
Ah,
Oh, come on,
capítulo
man. You can't just leave everyone hanging
intermedio.
like that.
Misión de
Let's
Arconte.
Come on, please. Please.
All right. How can I say no to a cute chibi Ito?
Así que ya se acabó.
Here's a little preview from the quest.
We ran into two people at the academia.
Otras 20
today
horas de
talking
emisión,
about an
¿sabes?
essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident.
Bueno, están hablando de doctor y no sé qué más sobre este árbol que hay.
History is still unexplained. And most of the
También parece
information
ser que
we have
vamos a ir
now
con
is
este
just
tío.
from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought. Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Oh,
Pretty rad.
Oh,
Wait, why are
impresionante.
you talking about
Increíble.
I guess we'll have to see. It is interesting though to see the traveler.
No, no es
Nahida, and
legendaria.
Scaramouche all together so peacefully like that.
Yeah, but in this interlude chapter, Nahida will task the Traveler and Paimon with keeping an eye on Scaramouche while we go with him into Irminsul in search of some information.
Oh, interesting. So obviously Nahida must have some reason for deciding to keep Scaramouche around.
La inversión
totally.
de la Génesis, ¿no? Sí.
Ooh, dude's looking sharp.
Heck yeah, always. No, right. And at this point, he's known
Bueno,
by
de la
a completely
Genoxis,
different
supongo,
name,
¿no?
the
Bueno, no,
Wanderer.
Génesis.
I love that name.
Okay, so I know I'm not the only one who's curious about what happened. I mean, it looks like he's really changed a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Sí, venga, por
But
favor,
I'm
pero
afraid
quiero
that's all we
que
can show for
muestres
now.
lo que me
Travelers will
interesa.
have to experience the story for themselves
El
in
juego de
game.
cartas.
I mean, it's better to explore the storyline without too many spoilers,
Venga, por favor.
right?
True, true.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, we'll leave the rest for travelers to discover themselves. But
Ahí pone
the
Génesis, ¿eh?
Wanderer is also going to be a new playable
Bueno,
character
nos
in
van a
version
explicar un
3.3,
poco
so
cómo
let's talk
funciona
about that.
el
I'm
trotamundos.
sure many of our viewers are curious about his talents.
Heck yeah, sure thing. Let's have a look at the Wanderer in combat. There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation.
Personaje anemo
just to
catalizador.
occupy silence. The wind rises.
Esa es su habilidad elemental. Bueno, sus ataques cargados más
Bow
bien.
your head.
Y esa es su habilidad definitiva. ¿Cómo?
All right, Patrick, you're up. Help introduce the Wanderer for us.
Sure thing. The Wanderer is a catalyst user and has an animo vision, so he uses wind blades
Ataques
to
normales
perform
y ataque
ranged normal
cargado.
attacks.
Wait a second, wind blades?
Not the same as the Traveler's wind blade, though.
Okay.
So, as everyone probably already noticed, the Wanderer can hover
Habilidad de
in the air
volar.
and cast his elemental skill. Upon using his elemental skill, he will first deal
Habilidad
AoE damage before
elemental.
leaping into the air and entering a hovering state.
Buah.
So, while hovering, the Wanderer's normal and charge attacks will be converted into Kugo, Fushudan, and Kugu Tofukai, respectively. The damage they deal in their AoE will be increased. Their damage will be considered normal and charge attack damage, respectively. Also, Kugu Tofukai will not consume stamina, and he can remain hovering for a certain duration.
That's so awesome. He can fly.
I know, right? But he can't stay hovering forever. While hovering,
Capaz de
the Wanderer
elevarse.
constantly consumes Kuguryoku points. to
Claro, y
maintain
tiene la
his
habilidad de
hovering
volar,
state,
claro.
Which
Sí,
is the
sí.
blue meter you see on the screen. Even if he doesn't move or attack, hovering will still consume Kuguryoku points.
Okay.
So this mechanic works a little differently than our typical stamina meter. There are many possible actions the Wanderer can perform while hovering in the air, which all rely on Kuguryoku points rather than stamina. So, for example, sprinting mid-air will consume additional Kuguryoku points to accelerate mid-air, and holding the sprint button will cause persistent point consumption to maintain speed. So, this effect will replace his default sprint. Jumping expends extra Kuguryoku points to increase hovering height. Holding jump will cause persistent Kuguryoku point consumption to keep increasing hovering height. Of course, running out of points will end his hovering state.
Oh, okay. So travelers
Muy
need
bien,
to
muy
plan their
interesante.
actions while hovering.
Exactly. So, with his talent, Jade Claim Flower, when casting his elemental skill, if it contacts Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, that instance of the
Bueno,
skill
están
will
hablando de
receive
las
a
reacciones
corresponding
elementales
buff
de
effect,
cada...
depending on which element was contacted. So, for example, increasing his Kuguryoku points cap, attack, crit rate, or restoring a set amount of energy upon hitting opponents with a normal or charged attack. The Wanderer can have up to 2 different kinds of these buffs simultaneously.
Ooh.
Oh, look, check that out. Part of the halo behind him changes color depending on the buffs you get.
Se
So
sabe que esto
travelers
es
will be able to
una
easily
demostración,
understand
pero deberían
what
mostrar
effects the
el
Wanderer
daño que
currently
hace.
has.
I like that. It's helpful
Pero bueno.
and still looks really cool.
Yeah.
So after unlocking
Igual
another
ahí
talent, Gales of
tiene un
Reverie,
daño muy
when the
desorbitado.
Wanderer is in the hovering state, if his normal or charged attack hits an enemy, there is a set chance to gain another buff effect, allowing him to sprint midair without consuming Kuguryoku points. Additionally, this buff effect will fire wind arrows to attack the enemy.
Ooh.
Oh, dope. I'm sure extra buff effects like that will go a long way for players when they're in combat.
Yeah, for sure. And if you've noticed, there is a colorful aura of light around his body to indicate when that buff effect is triggered.
I saw that.
That's pretty cool. I love all the detail they've put into the Wanderer.
Alright, this brings us to the Wanderer's elemental
Bueno, y ahí
burst.
tenemos la habilidad definitiva.
So, check this out. Upon unleashing his burst, he compresses the atmosphere and stomps it down toward the enemy. So, travelers should note that if the Wanderer is in a hovering state when he unleashes his burst, then the hovering state will end and he will begin descending after the burst is completed.
Okay, this stomping animation is a little aggressive.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I know, and it actually suits his character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't help but agree.
Wait. Let's not forget about the exploration talent.
Bueno,
Ah, yes.
poco más.
This is an interesting one.
Vale, esa es
The
su
Wanderer
arma.
can decrease the mora required when ascending bows and catalysts.
Hey,
Daño
now, you can never
crítico.
complain about saving Mora, am I right?
Okay,
Huh?
that's
Ah, y
true.
también tiene un
All right,
efecto en los
now that
talentos.
we've seen the Wanderer, let's move on to the next new
Como
character.
Shogun.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yay!
What did you say? Oh, I'm
Ahora nos
old
presentan
now,
a Faruzan.
So every other phrase escapes my ears. Try calling me Madam Faruzan, and I'll see if I can pick that up. Huh? What is it that you would like to learn more about? Different forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms? The base layer design of elemental monuments? Huh. Wait, did
Perfecto.
you forget to
Esta
call
sí
me
que
Madam
la quiero
Faruzan
yo.
just now
Esta la
when
voy a
you
tirar
asked
yo.
the question? Whoa! What? There's nothing wrong with being afraid of thunder, even at an older age.
Oh,
Oh,
she sounds
gosh.
sassy.
Yeah,
know.
and smart too.
She seems so awesome.
She's fun.
I wonder what her skirt's made
I
out
know,
of.
her design is so cool and really detailed.
El diseño
I love it.
es muy bonito.
So, even though she looks super young,
Bla, bla,
she's
bla.
actually an old person? Like,
Nos van a presentar un poco
Well, she's not that old.
cómo son
Oh,
sus
right.
habilidades.
Faruzan's age is probably still nothing compared to Scaramouche.
Mm-hmm. But let's call him the Wanderer, Sarah. Please.
Okay, you know who I meant.
Personaje
Actually, now that I
anemo.
think about it, yokai can also live a really long time too.
That's
Si no me falla la
And
memoria,
speaking of
espada
age,
ligera.
Isn't the traveler's age also kind of mysterious?
That's true. It looks like all of our characters are intriguing. But it's safe to say that Faruzan is way older than most people in Tibet. Faruzan works in the academia's Haravatat Darshan and has been a hairbod, which roughly means mentor,
Ah,
for
arco, es
over
verdad,
a
arco,
century.
So I bet everyone out
verdad,
there
se acabo de ver
worries
un arco,
she's
me cago
also
en
some
todo.
kind of creature
Bueno, pues
blessed
arco.
with long life, you know, like Klee.
No, she's actually just your regular, typical human being.
Oh.
Well, maybe not so typical. About 100 years ago, Faruzan was an undisputed genius, traveling all around Sumeru and solving many puzzles and mysteries. The notes
La había
she left
confundido con la
behind
Layla.
eventually became the basis of mechanical research for later generations.
Whoa, she sounds pretty amazing.
But later, she accidentally stumbled into some ruins while trying to solve a puzzle. There, she encountered some strange phenomenon which stopped her from aging.
A
and
mí me
was
da igual
trapped
si,
there
es,
for
si
nearly
la apariencia es
100
bonita o
years.
no. Son
She eventually
píxeles.
solved the puzzle and was able to finally return to Sumeru.
Can you imagine being trapped in a puzzle for 100 years?
Mm-mm.
Wait. So that's how she's been a hairbod for over a century.
Yeah. And even now, she still has the pride of a scholar in her heart and is a very talented person. It's just that after being separated
Bueno, a
from
ver.
the world for so long, she's kind
Si
of fallen
empiezan ya
behind the
con
times
las
now.
Oh,
habilidades.
I get what you mean. She was once a proud researcher in a niche field that has become unpopular after 100 years. So, is she still completely
Pero sí, el diseño es
dedicated to a
bonito.
field?
Yep, and she often tries using her old age as a means of drumming up support for her ideas. However, I think she'd prefer to be complained about for using her seniority rather than garnering sympathy
Como la
for
gran
her
mayoría.
experience of being trapped in the ruins.
Yeah, sounds like she's quite the character.
I know, right? Okay, so now that we've covered her backstory, why don't we take a look at Faruzan's abilities in combat?
Let's do it.
Fight, fight,
Es que
fight,
como se pasen de tiempo, yo voy a tener que ir.
100 years have passed, yet there hasn't been any change to those dumb rules at the academia. Dare to mess with me?
Ese es su ataque.
Have fun
Cargado.
with his gift.
I love all the geometric shapes when she's playing. Did you guys see that?
Yes, there's so
crazy.
much geometry, and I took geometry.
It looks so cool.
Ah, yeah.
So, Faruzan is an animo character, and she wields a bow as her weapon. Her normal attacks are the usual bow attacks you'd expect from a bow user, so there's not too much to say about that. But her skills are where things get interesting. Her elemental skill deploys a polyhedron that deals damage to enemies. After using her skill, her next aimed shot will become a special attack that creates
Bueno,
a
sí,
vortex,
funcionará con...
pulling nearby objects and
Ese
opponents
es el
in.
ataque definitivo.
Nice, so she can clump enemies together.
And there's also another thing about her special charged attack. It will create a vortex effect at its point of impact. And if the attack hits an enemy
Uy,
or
uy,
ally
Jesús.
member, it'll apply a mark and create a vortex after a short delay.
Okay. So it looks like there will be a lot of potential uses for this attack. Travelers will have to experiment with it and see what they come up with.
Yeah, I think it'd be amazing to try hitting teammates with the arrow in co-op mode and have them charge into the
No
enemies
tengo
to
la
group them all
capacidad de
together.
traducir esto a tiempo
see who
real.
wants to
Es
try
muy
that with me.
complicado. Pero tampoco es muy
After
difícil de
unlocking
entender
this
lo que
buff,
están
head to
diciendo.
this
Te están
flow.
presentando el
The time
personaje,
required for fully
te están
charging
presentando
Faruzan's
las
next
habilidades
shot will be
elementales, la
reduced, and the
definitiva
arrow will reduce the target enemy's animo
y
resistance.
poco más.
In her elemental burst, she deploys a dazzling polyhedron and releases a whirlwind pulse. Throughout its duration, the dazzling polyhedron will
Es solo verlo.
continuously move along a triangular
No hay
path.
más.
Once it reaches each corner of that triangular path, it will unleash one more whirlwind pulse.
Yeah, 1 minute she's here, the next she's polygon.
La cosa esa que va generando daño a Nemo
Bada boom.
No.
Ña, 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 ña.
y va yendo a los enemigos, iguales a ti.
Alright. Anyway, let's hear what effects these whirlwind pulses have.
Sure. When the
No lo
whirlwind
sé.
pulse hits opponents, it will decrease their animo resistance. It will also apply an animo damage buff effect to all nearby party members when it's unleashed. Travelers should note that the effective range of this buff is quite large, and it's not just within the whirlwind pulse itself, so there's no need to go chasing the polyhedron. After unlocking her talent, Lost Wisdom of
Bueno, y
the
aquí
Seven
está
Taverns,
explicando un poco la
when a team
combinación
member
y esas
uses
cosas, ¿no?
normal,
Sí.
charged, or plunging attacks, elemental skills, or elemental bursts to deal animo damage to an enemy, the damage will increase based on Faruzan's base.
Mucho anemo veo yo
This
aquí,
effect can only be triggered once for a certain duration of time.
Oh, so it seems she'll be the solid support.
Yeah.
Totally! And as a researcher of mechanics and puzzles, Faruzan
Vale,
has
tiene un
taken it upon
talento
herself
pasivo
to explore many ruins, with her travels
que es
taking her
para...
all across
Claro,
Sumeru.
sí.
Her exploration talent reflects this, and she gains more rewards when dispatched on a Sumeru expedition
Para la
for 20
expedición.
hours.
I'm sure no other mentor in her avatar has 100 years of experience in solving puzzles.
Yeah, I gotta say that's
Pues ya
pretty
está.
hard to beat.
Faruzan, personaje 4
So, the big
estrellas,
question
arco
is, when can travelers
y
expect
anemo.
to get these new characters?
That is a good question. Let's talk about the upcoming event wishes. In the early part of version 3.3, the Wanderer and
En la primera
Arasaki
parte
Ito
tendremos
will
a
be available
Faruzan, al
via their
Trotamundos
own
y a
event
Ito.
wishes. Faruzan will also be making her debut in these event wishes. In the later part of version 3.3, we'll be seeing
Y en la
rerun
segunda
event
fase,
wishes for
Aso
both
con
the Raiden
Raiden
Shogun
y
and
Ayato.
Kamisato Ayato. And last but not least, the new 5-star
El nuevo
catalyst
arma
Two-Way
catalizador
Tool's
para
Remembrance will be
el
appearing in a
Trotamundos.
new weapon event wish.
And that's not all. In version 3.3, 2 brand new artifact series will become available. So travelers should be sure to check out the corresponding domain.
Woo! More
A ver si van aligerando. Y los nuevos artefactos que presentan en esta versión.
Okay, we've already talked about a ton
¿Dónde
of new
tenemos?
content, so why don't we take a quick break with another redemption code?
Sounds good. Roll out the code.
Pasivas que pueden potenciar las reacciones elementales con dendro. Bueno, aquí tenemos segundo código. Ahora están yendo a tu pastilla, ¿eh? Me cago en todo. A toda pastilla. Pues no sé, lanza una cosa y se va moviendo. Y vuelve hacia ti. Bueno, pues... Son y 21. A ver si...
Welcome back to the version 3.3 special program.
Este es
Okay,
el
Patrick,
primer
what do we have next?
evento,
So next, we'll be
que es el evento
covering the
principal,
upcoming
y dan
events for the new version.
That's
una
right.
espada.
We've already mentioned the Test of Courage event, and I'm sure plenty
Un
of
arma.
you were wondering about that, so let's start there.
de 4 estrellas.
Aha! You must be here to participate in the test of courage.
Y parece ser que es un evento con los yokais o algo así.
Go running into the event. All it'll take is one little misstep, and the darkness will swallow
Sí.
you up. Some strange and unusual
Pero esto le
things may
pega
come
más a
along the
Halloween,
way.
¿no? Que esto,
If
que
you
ahora.
feel you can't handle it, you may withdraw from the event at any time. This is your last chance. I'll count it down. 3,
Bueno, hablan más de los demonios y esas cosas.
1. Welcome to the test of
Ostras,
courage. Enter at your own risk.
Está chulo. Como un festival.
That was pretty interesting.
Así que si es el evento principal,
Yeah, I mean,
pues
it is a test of courage.
durará.
So I'm sure
Esto
there'll be some
tendrá
scary stuff going on
más
there.
I
protogemas.
ain't scared.
Hasta 1000, ¿no?
Anyway, to successfully clear this event, we'll be facing a series of little tests.
Ooh, what's this? Tests, you say?
Yes, that's right. Word has it that if you walk around the test of courage, you might find yourself encountering a special sort of game. We've already got the rules down, so I'll do a quick introduction. Basically, travelers will have to control
Ostras,
a bouncing bar to
como
bounce a ball and use skill
el
ball
Arcanoid.
effects to break as many bricks
Ostras.
as possible.
Okay, I'm
Qué
liking this
bueno.
one. Seems pretty straightforward.
During the game, travelers will be able to trigger elemental reactions to break bricks more effectively.
es
Nice.
esto?
It even has elemental reactions.
Yeah, we
What
can
the
control
fuck?
the character to move the bar.
Qué bueno.
When the character we're using is either pyro, hydro, cryo, or electro, the corresponding element will be
Tienes que
applied to
hacer
the bar.
reacciones elementales
By
para
switching
destruir a los
characters,
cubitos.
You can change the element of the bar.
Okay, all the pieces are falling in place now. The bar can infuse a certain element, and the blocks also have their own elements. So causing a skill ball of one element to hit blocks of different elements will trigger elemental reactions. There, how'd I do?
Yep, you nailed it. The bar will add the element corresponding to your character. Besides triggering reactions the way
Bueno.
you just mentioned, if a skill ball is already
Está
infused
bien.
by an element and it hits the bar, it will also trigger a
No
reaction,
me lo esperaba, la verdad.
causing the skill ball to have some additional effects. When preparing your team, you can equip modifiers
Ah, y
to
puedes
receive
poner
various buff effects, which will help you
modificadores y
successfully
cosas de
clear the
estas.
challenge.
Y te dan
Also, when there are less than a certain amount of bricks on
personajes
the board,
de
and the
prueba.
ball lands another hit, the
Ah,
bar
vale, lo
will
puedes
unleash
modificar y
fireworks.
elegir
Whoa, cool.
el
Yeah.
nivel.
Travelers can utilize this effect to break some bricks that would normally be difficult to hit directly.
It's like a bonus attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
So, travelers will need to select characters of the right elements, equip the appropriate modifiers, and use different elemental reactions to break bricks and score more points.
And then travelers will be able to use their points to exchange for rewards in the event shop, correct?
That's right. Also, travelers will have the option of teaming up and playing the event together in co-op
Bueno, aquí
mode.
te lo ponen un
Oh,
poquito
looks
más
like a lot of
difícil, donde hay
fun.
más bolas de
Super
estas.
fun.
Yeah, in addition to this minigame, the Test of Courage storyline will also contain more
Confirmadísimo.
challenges. Travelers will even have a chance to meet with some good friends again, so be sure to check out this new event. All right, let's move on to our next event.
Okay, so next up, we have a race
El
event called
segundo
Across the Wilderness.
evento
Your objective, collecting balloons.
Se desarrollará en
I don't
Monster.
know. Seems like the Wanderer's
Y
abilities
tiene
might come in
pinta de ser de
handy
así
here.
tipo minijuegos en el que
right?
tenemos que
So,
recoger
in
globitos
this
y
event,
cositas de
each
estas.
stage will have wilderness balloons scattered all around. Travelers will need to find as many wilderness balloons as possible within the time limit to earn increasingly better rewards. So during the challenge, travelers will be able to utilize
Sí.
their character's skills and talents. So it'll be important to
Tenemos que
assemble
coger-
the right team depending on the traits and terrain of
Vamos,
the
un poco de
challenge area.
parkour.
Oh, interesting.
Con los
So
tejados.
travelers can also
Mola
use
mucho.
something called the Wilderness Compass to obtain various buffs,
Y puedes
which include
configurar
enhanced jumping capabilities, increased movement
habilidades.
speed, or unlimited stamina, etc.
Ooh, cool.
However, you can only claim one buff during
¡Ostras!
each challenge.
Por los el
You
barco
must
también.
consume blessed energy to use the compass
Ostras.
and gain the selected buff. You may charge the compass up by finding wilderness balloons or interacting with blessed energy in the challenge. Or you can always wait for the compass to passively charge over time.
Yo, this event looks pretty crazy. It's almost like watching parkour.
Yeah, there
Ya
are
lo he
two
dicho,
different kinds of
parkour.
wilderness balloons in these challenges. The first is harvest balloons, which will increase the overall progress of your search for wilderness balloons. The other kind is sonar balloons, which will cause several harvest balloons to appear around you for a set amount of time.
That's awesome.
So there will be 5
Claro,
stages
puedes
available
utilizar
for this
habilidades para
event,
saltar.
and travelers will need to consider the
En
conditions
su
and
menú también
terrain of
lo
each
han
stage
aprovechado.
to come up with the
Bien,
best
me
way to
gusta que
complete
aprovechen
it.
el mapa
Also,
para poner
travelers
minijuegos
may
de estos.
team up in
Ostras, en la
co-op
cima
mode
también.
for challenges.
Ooh, more chances to
Y en
play
Canovilla
together.
pa'
I
cuándo.
love it.
Yeah, same. Okay, let's move on to our next event.
Everyone's favorite game of hide and seek is
El
back
siguiente
with
evento
the
es-
Wind Trace event.
Me
And
voy a
of
cagar en
course,
ti,
this is
animal.
going to be another co-op event, and I for one am super
No,
excited
así no se
for
llama,
it.
There's nothing like a
Es
good
el
co-op.
del escondite.
Many of you might already be
Me
familiar
gusta.
with this event by now, but there have been a few changes. Let me introduce what travelers can expect to see this time around. We can probably skip some of the basics this time. You know, players either hide
No,
or
porque los
seek.
4 estrellas
And
no.
then-
Okay, wait a second.
No
There
los han
actually
puesto
might be some new
a gráfica.
travelers out there who've never seen this event before.
Ah.
So, why don't you start with some of the basics?
Right, good point. Okay, let's start at the beginning then.
Bueno, parece
This
ser que han
is
hecho
a
algún
game with a
reajuste o
long
algo.
history in Mondstadt. Travelers will be split into 2 different sides, the rebels and the hunter. You will need to use skills
No,
and
parece
master
ser que
the
es lo
art
mismo.
of hiding or chasing down others to win this event. The goal of the hunter is to capture all the rebels, while the rebels run or use other means to keep themselves from getting caught by the hunter.
Okay, that's straightforward enough.
Sí, es lo
So,
mismo.
What else you got for us?
Well, some travelers may remember playing as the rebels and getting caught early in the game. Once that would happen, all you could do was spectate and watch the rest as the others continued
Sí,
playing.
es lo mismo,
But
exactamente.
this time around, once you're caught, you'll still be able to participate in the match even in observer mode.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Once
Ah,
you're in
ahora te
observer
puedes
mode,
convertir
you can't be seen
invisible
by
y
other
puedes ir
players
por
and
ahí.
you'll receive the illusory beacon skill. This skill will allow you
Ay,
to place
poner-
a random beacon to confuse
Y
the hunter.
despistar.
If your beacon
Ahora
successfully
puedes
detects the hunter
Ahí
and is
va.
destroyed, then the hunter will suffer an obscured vision.
Le puedes poner
So,
trampas.
even after you've been captured, you can be like a little ghost, trying to help your teammates by disrupting the hunter.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. And at least you won't have to sit there and just watch the rest
Un
of the match
parkour.
anymore.
Exactly, but what
Vale,
does
puedes
the
poner
hunter get this
trampas.
time? I mean, we gotta keep
Bueno,
it fair.
está
Some
bien.
new windward arts have been added for both the hunter and the rebels. The hunter will now be able to use the hunter's net. This net can be thrown and will remove any rebel disguises within its range, and will notify the hunter that a rebel was detected. If a beacon is caught in the net, it will be destroyed, and the hunter will not suffer from
Están
obscured
hablando de
vision.
los cazadores.
So, I guess if you love playing Hunter, you'll probably love this.
Oh yeah, you definitely should. The skill rebels
Bueno,
used in previous versions of the
quedan
game
15
to place
minutos.
beacons
No sé si
now
podré
only
estar
be
los
used by
15 minutos que
players in
quedan.
observer mode.
Si no, quedará el
However,
directo libre,
the rebels
en
will
silencio.
be able to use
En plan, no
an
estaré
all-new
hablando. Porque me voy a
concealing
trabajar.
beacon skill. This skill will allow you to deploy a beacon for a set duration and remain invisible while you're around that beacon. All players, including your rebel teammates, will be unable to see you while you're invisible. If the concealing beacon is destroyed by the hunter, then the hunter will have their vision obscured for a short time. Sounds pretty fun, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you end up being
No, pero
captured
todavía
by
no,
the hunter
todavía
at the
no.
start of the game,
Dentro de 15
you'll still be able
minutos.
to participate and assist
Dejaré el
the
directo
teammates.
abierto, pero no hablaré.
And
Entonces escucharéis y ya.
Hero gems and
No
other
podré hablar porque
rewards.
no voy a estar.
The good stuff. So be sure to check it out.
Oh, that's awesome. Seriously, I can't wait to play with friends. Okay, our next event is a combat-based event.
Time for some combat!
Whoop, whoop.
In a forbidden place
Vale.
warded by dust and sand.
Otro
Mysterious foes have assembled
evento.
lines of fortifications to stop your
mazmorra mística.
Ooh.
That's right, a new edition of Misty Dungeon will arrive in version 3.3.
Luego apaga que sube la luz. No, cuando vuelva lo... No sé si poner que se apague automáticamente.
Each has a different ley line disorder, and travelers will have to adjust their teams according to the disorder's effects and the distribution of enemies. There will also be trial characters for you to select from as well. After entering the domain,
Si no se pasa el gato por encima del teclado y lo apaga solo, ¿sabes?
After collecting power from 3 ancient runes,
tú te
we
quedas
can power up
aquí.
the control array and
Apagas
proceed
luego,
to the final challenge.
No me ignores.
Also, throughout the trial, additional benediction mechanisms and
Nah,
challenges
combate.
will appear. Travelers may choose to interact with these to increase the ley line disorder's effects or revive and heal your team.
You know, if it were up to me, I'd say just go for all the challenges.
I know, but travelers should keep in mind that the challenge objective for each trial might be different.
Vale,
So be
esto es
sure to
una
check the
mazmorra,
objective and
no hay
aim for
más.
that while proceeding.
Es una
In terms of
mazmorra donde
rewards,
tenemos que completarlo
travelers
y
can
ya
look
está.
forward to winning primo
No hay
gems
mucho
and
que
other
traducir
various
aquí.
prizes, yes.
Ooh, I like prizes.
And last but not least,
Y
version 3.3 will also
también van a
have
poner
ley line
otro-
overflow events. Travelers can look forward to saving
¿Esto qué
their
es?
resin and earning more Mora and experience books.
Nice, that's awesome.
Algo están
And that'll be
añadiendo
great for all
nuevo,
the
pero no me he
travelers out there
enterado.
Still leveling up all their new characters. And even if you don't need those resources now, it's always good to stock up and have more on hand, am I right?
Yeah. So, travelers looking to upgrade their characters won't want to miss this.
Yeah, I mean, this is all good stuff.
No sé
In
qué es
addition
esto.
to the new version's limited time
Pero por
events,
dos no.
version 3.3 will
Ahora,
also be
el
adding
lanzamiento
a new
de los
permanent
de
game
las
mode
cartas.
called
Esto me
Genius
interesa.
Invocation TCG.
Genius Invocation TCG!
But before we get into that, let's take another quick break and enjoy a
Esto es lo que me
redemption
interesa.
code.
Hablan muy rápido, no me entero.
Slap that code
No
on
me
the
entero lo que han
screen.
dicho antes, pero bueno, da igual, ya me enteraré. Ahí está el tercer código. Vale, me voy a tener que ir justamente en el mejor momento del directo, macho. Lo que me interesa a mí. El juego de cartas. Cago en todo. Me voy a ir cuando... Solo era el por 2 de las flores. Ah, vale. Entonces no es nada nuevo, simplemente es por 2 de las flores y ya está. Vale. ¿Alguien me puede confirmar cuántas personas hay en el directo? Por casualidad, solo tengo curiosidad. A ver si hemos batido el récord de la otra vez.
During our journey into that, we've stumbled across several NPCs talking about a game called Genius Invocation TCG. So next, we'll introduce this card game
¿Cómo?
that's been taking Teyvat by storm. In the version 3.1 special program, we already revealed that Genius Invocation TCG will be a
Dios
card
santo.
game where we can challenge various characters
Bueno,
and NPCs.
Están
or battle
hablando
against your
de
friends.
el juego de
But
cartas.
There is actually a legend behind this game. It is
Bro,
said
sos
that a young
mafioso.
guy in Sumeru
Digo
found
famoso.
an ancient casket of tomes in the attic. He opened it and discovered that the
El juego de
soul of an
cartas.
ancient TCG player called the Crocodile King had been
107
captured
espectadores,
inside.
monstruo.
Oh, what a name.
It turns out that the Crocodile King was King Deshret's viceroy, who battled an opponent named the Ibis King. During the match, the Crocodile King fell prey to his opponent's scheme and was sealed away in the casket of tomes.
Hombre, habrá aquí
Ouch, game
reacciones
over.
elementales.
After being unexpectedly released by the kid, the Crocodile King
Es que es muy
possesses
muy
him
complicado
and
explicarlo
helps
aquí,
him to gradually climb the ranks to becoming a legendary TCG player.
Nice. Hang on, is it just me, or does that kind of sound like the plot to a light novel or something?
You're right. It turns out
Habrá
that Yai
como una
Publishing
taberna
House is
nueva,
about to
supongo.
release a hit light novel series based on Genius Invocation TCG.
Okay, now this is starting to sound like a plug for Yai Publishing House.
Maybe. But anyway, that's the legend on how Genius Invocation TCG came to be. Though it's probably just a story they came up with for marketing the game.
So while you were telling us about the story, I was over here researching the rules to the game. Basically, Genius Invocation TCG is a game where
Ah,
you
que
use a
podremos
constructed deck of cards
enfrentarnos a
to duel
los
against an opponent.
NPCs.
The
Y
objective
esto nos van a dar...
is to
Anda,
defeat
mira.
all of your opponent's character cards.
Tendremos tres...
Also, there are many
Tenemos que elegir
features and
entre tres
mechanics in the game that
cartas. Lanzarán
resonate with
aquí habilidades.
Genshin
Uy,
Impact's
uy, uy,
gameplay.
pero bueno, pero ¿esto
So
qué
it
es?
shouldn't be too hard for players to get the hang of.
Right, I even saw some elemental reactions in the gameplay.
Yup, a constructed deck must contain character cards. And as you might expect, these character cards have a
Puedes
normal
elegir
attack,
diferentes
an elemental
cartas que
skill,
tienen
and an
comodines,
elemental burst.
de todo.
So
Bueno,
when
es
a
que es muy
character
difícil
card
traducir todo
deals
esto,
elemental damage to an enemy, it will cause them to be affected by
Podemos
that
ir...
element.
Mira, mira.
Then you can switch to a character card of a different element and use their abilities to trigger an elemental reaction.
Wait, did you guys notice that there are even monster character cards? Can we even make a deck of, like, just the monsters from the game?
You're really getting into this, Max.
Es muy parecido a Yu-Gi-Oh, eh.
I like card games!
Who doesn't?
So in Genius Invocation TCG,
Claro, aquí lanzas
all
los
actions
dados.
require you to spend elemental dice. Each round, both you and your opponent will roll 8 elemental dice. Each of these elemental dice can have any one of 8 elemental attributes.
Hold on, but there's
Es
only
que es
7
complicado,
elements in the world of that.
You're right.
Complicado.
So in addition to the 7 standard elements, there's also one called the Omni element. The elemental dice required for a
Tienes
character
que
card to
combinar
perform an
elementos
action
para poder lanzar o
correspond
algo
to
así,
the
creo que
character's
es.
element. So, for example, a Pyro character like D-Luke needs either Pyro or Omni elemental dice to perform an action. Clear now?
Yep, crystal clear.
Also, elemental dice can be used to switch characters or play a variety of other cards, such as equipment cards, event cards, and support cards. All
Tiene,
these
claro,
cards create the potential for a
cartas
variety of
elementales,
strategies.
cartas...
Right. While playing Genius
Cartas de
Invocation
soporte, y esta es la nueva
travelers
zona.
can earn player experience, which will increase your player level. As your level increases, you'll be able to
Y
challenge
aquí es donde
more
podemos
characters and
incrementar
NPCs.
nuestro nivel.
By completing challenges, you may earn lucky coins, new cards, or
Donde
other
nos van a dar
rewards.
protogemas.
Lucky coins can be exchanged in the event shop for cards.
Y comprar las
or
cartas.
can even unlock dynamic
Con la moneda
skins
esa.
for certain cards.
Que supongo que la
Dynamic
consigues...
skins? Those are cards that
Ostras.
have moving illustrations, right?
That's right.
Y
All
puedes
character
cambiar.
cards can unlock a dynamic
Puedes poner la
skin.
skin.
After unlocking that, they'll even
Puedes
be
cambiar-
a cool
puedes comprar
bonus
skins.
animation whenever you cast that character's elemental burst.
Cool.
And if you're confident in your TCG skills, you can also invite a friend to duel.
Y aquí puedes
After
invitar a
reaching
tus
a high enough
amigos,
player level, you'll
enfrentarte.
even unlock a matchmaking mode. So be sure to give it a try.
Travelers should note that playing against your friends or other travelers won't count towards any leaderboards or provide any rewards. So you can relax. It's all just for fun. Okay, that's everything we have for Genius Invocation
Ostras,
TCG,
está muy bien,
and
está
that
muy bien.
brings us to the end of
Me
today's
gusta este
special program.
modo de juego.
So, what did you think?
Why do I
Y bueno,
have
pues, ¿qué
to
piensas
be
de esto?
over?
Pues nada, tío,
There's
que me
so
voy.
much that this version
Se ha
has to
acabado.
offer.
Yeah, I can't even take it all in
Hasta
right
aquí
now.
hemos
I'm
llegado.
just super stoked to be
Pues al final,
part
antes
of this.
de... Va a
I
terminar
think
antes de
I
que me vaya a
just
trabajar.
gained some Kuguryoku points just doing this whole thing, so.
Man, the new characters look cool.
I know, what about Scaramouche hovering? Like,
Se
that's
saltaron
I know,
el...
that's
¿El qué?
awesome.
That's super dope.
That's awesome. And I cannot wait to play in some of these events and mini games. I'm super excited. This was so fun. I'm really glad that we got to do the special program together.
I'm so happy I got to come back for another special program. This is my third time being on one of these, and I can't wait for number 4.
Bueno, pues esto ya, ¿no?
I'm so happy. This is my first one, so thank you for having me.
Doesn't it feel good?
Yes,
Doesn't
I
it feel good to
honored
feel
to be here.
special?
Seriously, I'm
Do
just
you
like-
feel special?
I really do. Thank you.
Well, I think this is the end of our special program.
Salvo que dé algún
So,
avance de la
I
siguiente
hope
versión, no
everyone
creo,
enjoyed
¿verdad?
it, and we'll see you in game. Okay, bye.
Bye.
everybody.
Venga, pues ya
Bye,
está.
everyone.
See you later!
Ya está, se acabó. Pues nada, gente, se acabó. Esto es lo que hay. Albafica. Me da tiempo a despedirme. ¿Cuándo sale esa versión? El 7. El 7 de diciembre. Pues nada. Hasta aquí. Yo me piro. Me da tiempo irme a trabajar. Eso es lo que hay. Que haya buena tarde. Muchas gracias. Nos vemos. Adiós.
I am outplayed.
Chao, gente. FBI Open Up. Chao.